Welcome to the land of shadows and forgotten echoes, where stories are not told. They whisper from ancient village to sacred waters. These are the tales Africa keeps hidden beneath the moonlight. I am the faceless voice, and this is where legends lie.
The royal palace sat wrapped in sorrow. Thick clouds blanketed the moon, casting an ominous darkness over the ancient stone walls. Inside, the monarch stood in a sea of silk robes, the air heavy with unspoken fear. Candles burned low, their flames trembling against the breath of an unseen force. The scent of incense and wilted roses filled the hall as King Adisa's lifeless body lay in a coffin of black wood, a symbol of finality and secret buried too deep. The high priestess, an ethereal figure cloaked in white and crimson, stood before the casket. Her voice trembled as she chanted an ancient funeral. Words older than the kingdom itself, their meaning known only to the old gods and the damned. Prince Kojo, barely 20 and yet forced to wear the weight of a crumbling dynasty, leaned close to his mother, Queen Mireya. His voice was barely a whisper. "Why do they speak in riddles about father's deeds?" he asked, eyes flickering with confusion and anger. Queen Mireya's gaze never left the casket. Her lips painted, the color of mourning, parted to reveal a truth meant to stay buried. Because his death was not natural, and what they found was not either, she murmured, her voice tied with fear and old memories. As the funeral rites ended, the palace grew eerily silent. Queen Mireya summoned General Kuma and a select few loyal guards. With torch in hand, they descended into the palace forgotten underbelly. The scraped chambers only spoken of in old wives' tales. Cobwebs tangled with ancient symbols lined the stone walls. In the center stood a door, sealed by thick blood marks that pulsed faintly under the torchlight. With solemn chants, the high priestess performed a forbidden rite, forcing the seal to break. The door groaned open, revealing a room frozen in time. In the middle stood a heavy chest, covered in strange runes and red blood. The guard hesitated, but General Kuma moved forward. His blade sliced through the air, cutting the remaining seals. As the lid creaked open, a wave of cold, malevolent energy washed over them inside. Resting atop a bed of black silk was the Ebony Mask, beautiful and horrifying, shimmering with a dark pulse. General Kuma's face turned ashen, his voice cracked with disbelief. He swore he destroyed it. He muttered, his callous hands trembling. Prince Kojo stepped closer, drawn to the mask's dark glow as if under a spell. "What is this mask?" he asked. His voice half owl, half fey. The elder sage, who had stood silent until now, finally spoke. His swords heavy as tombstone, a legacy born of blood and death, he said. Unseen by the others, Kojo's fingers brushed the mask. In that instant, a whisper slittered into his mind. Ancient, cruel, and hungry. Visions flashed before his eyes. Wars, betrayals, rivers of blood, and at the center, the mask worn by kings and tyrants alike. A terrible understanding clawed at his heart. The mask was not an artifact, it was alive. Back in the royal library, Queen Mireya revealed forbidden records to her son. Ancient scroll told of the first king, a ruler who conquered with the masked power, forging a kingdom on the bones of his enemies. But every generation that dare wear the mask paid a price: madness, betrayal, and a death soaked in blood. Your father thought he could break the cycle, she whispered, tears glistening in her eyes. But the mask never forgets, it never forgives. The elder sage recounted a chilling prophecy. When the blood of the pure and the blood of the traitor mingle, the ebony mask shall awaken once more to claim its due. It became clear someone within the palace had betrayed King Adisa, awakening the mask's dormant hunger. But who and why? Eyes once full of grief, now glinted with suspicion. In a palace of mourning, trust became a rare and dangerous thing. That night, as the wind howled through the corridors, strange phenomena plagued the palace. Candles extinguished themselves, mirrors cracked without reason, and shadows stretched long and unnatural. The ebony mask, locked away under heavy guard, pulsed faintly as if breathing. In the dead of night, a royal guard screamed, and when they found him, he was frozen, mouth agape in terror, an unseen hand clutching his heart. The mask had begun its awakening. By morning, Kojo stood alone on the palace balcony, watching the sunrise over a kingdom on the brink. The world he knew was unraveling, and an ancient evil strayed beneath his feet. He realized the terrible truth. To save his bloodline, he will have to confront the Kojo's legacy head-on. Whether he will survive or become the next pawn of the Ebony Mask was a fate yet to be written, and deep within the secret chamber, the mask whispered his name, Kojo.
Another tales lost in time, now remembered by you. The spirits smile when their stories are shared. If this tale stirs your soul, let your light guide others here. Subscribe, share, and return next month. Until then, stay curious, stay unseen.